good, YouTube? It's your boy Dev back again for another review. Y'all know who that is right there. Today, man, I actually had the last 48 hours to kind of sit back and enjoy Machine Gun Kelly. And I must say, man, this is another surprise album of the year that caught me off guard.
Take the laser, aim at my head, and paint the walls red, I say.
This might be the album that caught me off guard. Saw Baby was one of the albums that caught me off guard, and now Tickets to My Downfall is the next album. You know, a punk rock album. I think it was, you guys said it was executive produced by Travis Barker. I know a lot of people were referencing Blink 182 throughout my Twitter mentions, so I can definitely see why you guys were talking about that. It's kind of crazy, man. The coincidences that I had in 2020, first being, unfortunately, Pop Smoke's death. I did Pop Smoke's first listen 2 hours, literally 2 hours before he died, and I uploaded it like a couple, it was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes before he passed away, and that was very unfortunate. And it's crazy because I just actually tweeted out, and I told you guys, man, I feel bad for this generation because as much as I love rap music, as much as I love hip-hop, what do you guys have nowadays that's, you know, comparable to a Linkin Park, to a Nirvana, to a Blink 182, all the small things, you know, Mr. Brightside from The Killers? Like, what does this generation have? And I always speak that because I'm about to be, you know, a lot of you guys don't know, I'm about to be 30 in 2 months. So a lot of you guys don't know, that's out, cat out the box. I'm about to be 30 in 2 months.
Charmin Ultra.
Hey, Charmin been on fire with them ads, bro. Yo, Charmin been going crazy with the ads, bro. That is a crazy ad, bro. Yo, did y'all hear that, bro? That was a crazy ass ad.
I'm overcompensating for heartbreak. I swallowed a pill that was in a heart shape. Her hands on my
I've been here for, I've been around the globe for 3 decades now. And when I was 13, I always talk about the Green Generator, and I always tell you guys the Green Generator is, you know, the meetup spot when everybody was younger, when everybody was going outside, when everybody was enjoying life, no internet, you know, we were kind of just outside playing. And we will always hear these songs that will make us feel good. There's a reason why all Blink 182 played throughout American Pie, and, you know, a lot of parties were really like that in the late 90s, or not late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, even late 90s when I went to the late 90 parties. And, you know, it was really like that. And I feel like a lot of people now, they don't get that vibe. I asked the question. Lil Uzi Vert came to, you know, Post Malone came to answers. Anyways, I want to talk about the album, man. I got to say, man, this is one of my favorite albums of the year. Even after listening to it 5 times, that's all I really needed. I don't need to talk about anything else because this is what I want to say right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about, bro, when I said, I literally was just speaking this into existence and I didn't even know. Here we go, bro. I quoted this. I told you guys, bro. Remember when I said that I feel sorry for this generation because, like, think about it. When you had, like, Mr. Brightside, The Killers, you had, like, My Chemical Romance, you had Evanescence. I'm not trying to say that those artists were the only ones that had bops because think about, like, you know, Baby Bash, Sugar Sugar, How You Get So Fly. We had Chingy, One Call Away. So, no, I'm not strictly saying rock, but, like, what is, like, today's version of, you know, all the small things? Like, what is today's version of that? Like, and some people said, oh, Lil Uzi Vert, you know, XO Tour Life. That's what people were saying. The album, I feel like, is received well from an MGK fan base. But if you look at it from any other source, which I have been, I like to look at the negative as much as I like to look at the positive. A lot of people are shitting on this album. And I know there are people that have it because they just don't like it, which is okay. Music's subjective. You like what you like. We all like what we like. I'm okay with that. But the one thing I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of the problem is it's more of an identity crisis, right? And a lot of people are connecting Machine Gun Kelly, the rapper. Machine Gun Kelly, the rapper. So as soon as he did this punk rock album, which is a pure, literally, it's a whole different direction from what he has done in the last, what, 2-3 years, especially after he had the beef with Eminem. It's crazy because a lot of people are bringing that up. They're saying, why is he doing this? And why is he being this rapper? Or why is he being this rock star when he's really a rapper? I don't understand. Is he doing this for clout? This is the funny thing that I got to speak about. Rock is not doing very well in terms of popularity on, you know, top genres. It's not even top 5, I would say, at the moment, right? Shit may not even be top 10 when you really look at it from a bigger standpoint. And I feel like for him to kind of just shift from rap, which is the #1 genre in the world right now, and to go into this punk rock, with Travis Barker. I feel like this was a bold, a risky move, and it worked out for him. He did 130K first week. That's crazy. That's numbers right there. Just because of his MGK stands, that's fine. But as a listener of rock back in the 90s, or late 90s, early 2000s, as someone who listened to a lot of punk rock, who listens to a lot of grunge, I feel like this album really hit me because it was more of a nostalgic feel. Yes, I do agree the album was very surface level in terms of, getting really into punk rock. It was really surface level, but my thing that I always got to compare it to is like, why is it a problem when someone like Machine Gun Kelly does this punk rock album, but when Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion, Trippie Redd, they're doing it and they're glorified? And I hate people that are on my Twitter right now. Someone said it too. Like, I hate people like that. That you're saying, don't ever compare MGK to X. He was a legend. No one is comparing them, them personally. I'm just saying, you can't sit there and glorify another artist when another artist is doing literally the same thing. And if anything is who's out of, if there's anybody that's out the stereotype and out the stigma, it would be the black rappers. I'm sorry to tell you, this is black and white. It definitely is black and white. So I'm not understanding why someone like Machine Gun Kelly, who has implemented this kind of, not saying he's been punk rock all his career, but he's had this in his career and he's had this in his bag before. When he actually makes a full album, he's getting shit on it. I honestly think this is a good move for Travis Barker to get maybe punk rock back on the map. When I said that it was trash, I did not mean it as it was trash, as it was like, blah, blah, like, fuck that, no one's listening to it. I just meant to bring it back to its popularity, which it once was, a decade, 2 decades ago. Maybe this might be the right move for that, because you see that Trippie Redd is about to make a rock album. Kendrick Lamar just talked about making a rock album. We got other artists, kind of dabbling in rock. Post Malone is like, he's like scratching the surface on rock. He's more poppy. Someone talked about that also in my Twitter mentions. Look, I'm just saying like this. I do agree with you guys saying that the comparisons to Blink-182, that is definitely kind of distasteful, because when you think about it, man, anybody that's going to compare a legend, you're going to compare to a legendary band like that. And obviously, when people are giving those comparisons so early on in, with the album's release, I can feel why Blink-182 fans or rock fans in general would be angry at this. I would be angry too. If you're literally gonna say this is a better rapper than Lupe Fiasco, then this better be Lupe Fiasco-esque level. So that's the only thing I can really say that really downplayed it. I feel like more it's a nostalgia thing too, man. Like, hearing this sound, it just reminds me of when I was like 12, 13. Like I told you guys, I never even told you guys the first party I went to, being basically a poor black dude. My first party I went to was at a rich white girl's mansion. It was a great album. It was really a great album to listen to. It was a good album. My favorite tracks on here, title track, right when you get into it, switches on. Sounds like something that I've heard late in the 90s. Drunk Face, Bloody Valentine, Forget Me Too. Halsey was a great feature on there. She did remind me of Haley Williams. You know what I'm saying? Lonely, World War III, I mean, was a great track. My favorite track on here, I have to say though, if you guys ask me, my favorite track on here has to be Banyan Tree Interlude with Megan Fox. It definitely reminded me of being a 12-year-old sitting on the generator with my first girlfriend with the music playing, young love, you know what I'm saying, being like, everything's so carefree. I always tell you guys, man, live in the moment, man. It's really hard to tell somebody to live in the moment. I think if I can speak for everybody, 7 billion people on this earth, if you could tell your past self to, hey, bro, calm down, live in the moment, stop thinking about the future, I guarantee you everybody would literally live. Because I tell you right now, while being a grown-up and having hella money is nice, I tell you right now, man, just like T-Pain said, for a time machine, I would literally give up $100,000 right now to go back in time just for like a whole 2 years and literally relive some of those moments again, because I had a great time when I was young, when everything was just so simple. Life was so simple. There was no anxiety. There was no stress. There was nothing. It was just life. Life, enjoying music, enjoying going outside, enjoying seeing my friends. Some of the friends that I thought were going to be in my life for the rest of my life, and, not living in that moment, me being my naive self. No, that's not how life works. I got slapped in the face later on in life.
I got your nickname tattooed on me.
That's the best track. That's the best track on here. Honestly, like, remember that feeling I told you guys that you can't, you just feel Like, you just either feel it or you don't. Like, that's a playlist, bro. That's the track where I'm talking about, like, I wish I was younger again, bro. That's the track where you literally hear, you know, you have one of those moments. That's exactly what she was talking about. Can we just listen to the song, have the moment, and, like, you just listen to it and you live in the moment, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. Honestly, I fuck with that, man. Like, I gotta tweet that, bro. Like, that's I just gotta say, man, that this is a great album, man. If you love punk rock, if you love rock, this album right here is going to catch you off guard, especially if you are a Machine Gun Kelly listener of the past 3 years. This is going to be an album that's going to catch you by surprise. You're just going to feel nostalgic. You're just going to feel like you're back in '03. You're going to feel like you're a teenager again, and you're going to love the album. That's just how I feel about the album, man. I feel very passionately about what Machine Gun Kelly did here, and I feel like it's really not fair for that people are saying that the album is bad just based on because he's a rapper and he tried to do something else different when a lot of artists that you glorify are doing the same thing, and you're not giving them shit because it's, you know, Juice WRLD or it's Trippie Redd and RIP. My condolences for sure. But I'm just saying, and it's X, and, you know, I can't even think of any other rap artist that's doing it when the stereotype for them, like I said, you shouldn't hate on this man for doing what stereotypically he's supposed to do, right? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, he's stereotypically supposed to make this kind of music. So how you gonna hate on something that's not even part of your goddamn culture? That, you know what, that's a whole different conversation. You gotta respect shit like that, man. That's a playlist. That's a playlist. Like, I like that. That's a playlist. My thing is, there was definitely some misses on here. A couple things I do have to say that was really bad about the album, man. It was very surface level. It was very, I don't know. There were some times where he sounded like he was really offbeat, or he sounded like he didn't really know, like the words really didn't fit into the kind of the drum cadences. I thought that was really kind of messed up a little bit. I guess you can call that the mixing. But when the tracks hit, the tracks really hit. That Bion Tree interlude was added to my playlist immediately. Megan Fox was a great touch. You are a lucky man, MGK. Fuck you, bro, by the way. I just got to say, you know, because you got Megan Fox, and I've been in love with Megan Fox since she was on Transformers, you know what I'm saying? She talks like that. You know, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm just saying, man, it was a great album, man. And I think the problem is, too, what's really, like, I gotta bring up, too, is another thing is, a lot of people were judging this album as if it was a rap album. I think the one poisonous, toxic trait that rap fans have, and one thing that's in rap that is a great thing in rap, but is also the downfall that hurts it so much, is the fact that everybody critiques it so hard that they don't get to enjoy the music. Someone was talking to me about lyricism in punk rock, all right? When I listen to punk rock, and when I listen to rock in general, or when I listen to R&B, it's kind of, well, when I listen to rock, I listen to instrumentation. Instrumentation is the one thing, and that's exactly what this had. Travis Barker on them drums, he was doing his thing. But also, when I'm listening to R&B and I'm listening to punk rock, I'm just listening to kind of their storytelling, kind of what are they feeling, what kind of story they telling. You can't really make up, there's really no lyricism in R&B. In R&B, you know, if I was your man, baby, you never worry about. Like, that's simple lyrics, but the way he's singing it, that's how it hits. Some guy got in an argument with me. He gave me his point. Shout out to him. I don't know what his name was, but for him to sit there and say that the lyricism wasn't there, I'm like, what do you want him to say? He was talking about he was sad, and he was, no. You know, like, it sounded good. He sounded like he was on beat, and he was saying some sad shit. Like, that, what else do you want him to say? You want him to get into depth? Like, nah, he's not. You know, he's not a rapper. And I feel like a lot of rappers, what happens is, for me, what I just took with this album was I didn't even really critique it that hard because I was enjoying the album so much, having a throwback feel, connecting to it, you know, listening to it actually. And, you know, there was really no judgmentation for me. So I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they carry that from rap and try to go into like an R&B album or a country album or, you know, an EDM album. Like, man, this lyrics was trash. I didn't like the delivery and blah. Like, I just don't feel that way. I feel that rap is the only genre where that happens. But again, man, crazy how he's going. You know, he's going head to head with Eminem a year ago, and then you look at now a year later making a surprising banger rock album in 2020. And arguably probably one of my favorite albums of 2020. It might go down as my top, you know, I might go do a top 20 this year. It might go down as my top 10. I don't know. I got to keep listening to it. But as I bumped it all last night playing TFT, and as I bumped it this morning on the way to getting my facial, Yeah, not a pause, actual facial. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a face. Pause again. Like you know, the girl, she did the facial on my face. There you go. So I was listening to this album and I gotta say I enjoyed it. So that's why I'm gonna keep it like that, man. Get in the comment box below, man. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's your favorite tracks. Let me know. Let me know some cons. I want to know the negative part of the album that you didn't like. I want to know what reasons why you guys think that this was so garbage. But for the people that loved it, I want to also know why you loved it, man. Give me your favorite tracks. If you want to watch the full video, it is on Patreon, man. You guys know that as well. For full video. When I do these reviews, I like to include little bits and pieces for the most part because I am mad I actually didn't do a reaction to this because this was one of my more favorite kind of listens to, and I was actually surprised listening to the album. But that being said, man, get in the comments below and know all the good stuff on some movies from here. Until the next time, man. We are out. Peace.